Welcome back to Collectability. Today, we are going to discuss a topic that is near and dear to our hearts in the world of Patek Philippe collectors. And that is the topic of the extract from the archives. These archives are key to understanding the past, the present, and the future of all of the watches that you have. Without an extract from the archive, you are left just guessing. But these are the facts that come from the mothership in Geneva, essentially the copies of the birth certificates. And today we're going to uncover the mysteries of these extracts and dive a little deeper in understanding how to order them, what they mean, and how to interpret them. So welcome to this short journey into the world of Patek Philippe extracts. Before we begin, I encourage all of you to click the link below to look at the two articles that came out last year that looked at the revisions into the policy of the Patek Philippe archives. There was a big announcement made last April 1st, how these extracts would work moving forward, how to order them. And these changes are outlined in great detail on collectability through these links. But moving forward, I'd like to jump into a specific case study of a watch that I have right here in front of me, because this little watch can really show you how an extract works and what type of information you can get from them. So let's look back in time. Here I have a receipt dated December 10th, 1979, of a watch that was sold in Athens, Greece. This unbelievably beautiful ellipse features a dial I haven't seen before because it has this two-tone segment. And you can see here on the receipt, it describes in French that it's yellow gold, and the dial is divided between a light blue and a dark blue. Now, this is described on the original purchase receipt of the watch. Now, when you move forward and see the certificate of origin, which I have right here, you'll see the same information that's on the receipt. You have the movement number, you have the reference number, and a description of the dial, here described in French as blue without indexes on a crocodile strap. Now, this is what a client or the original owner would have received in 1979. Now, when you order an extract from the archives, you receive a copy of this information as seen in the archives in Geneva. And here we have the document in English, which describes the original date of manufacture of this piece in 1978 and the original date of sale, December 10th, 1979. And it's just so incredible when you see the dates match from the original receipt to the date of sale in the extracts in Geneva. The type of dial is described in the archives as a two-tone blue dial. So without a doubt, we know this is the dial that was born on this watch. The movement number is also documented as well as the case number. Now, I only wish that every watch that I sell or see has the original receipt, the original certificate of origin, and the extract from the archive, but you don't see that often. Usually, you just have the extract, especially for vintage watches. But I'm personally uncomfortable selling a watch unless I have the extract, because I want to pass on to our clients the original blockchain of each of those particular pieces, the line of provenance. Now, Patek Philippe didn't always issue extracts from the archives. This is a tradition that started circa 1989 during the big anniversary year, 150th anniversary year for the company, where Patek Philippe started to formalize their extract program and issue documents like you see today. Before then, you could reach out to a Patek Philippe subsidiary, retailer, or the company and just request information, and they'd often give you a very personalized note of usually from Geneva describing what is in the extracts. And sometimes back in the day, they would share information of who the original owner was. Today, this information is not shared. It's protected at all costs. You're not going to get an extract telling you that Queen Victoria bought it in the 1850s. Unfortunately, you're out of luck. Only Patek Philippe keeps that very precious information to themselves. And I always wonder, When they're looking at extracts in Geneva, are they looking at the original owner and just smiling when they find some amazing historical figure that owned one of their watches? We'll never know because they're not talking. And even as a former employee of Patek Philippe, it's information that wasn't shared internally and not something that was shared with the public. Now, I'd like to read a few words from PatekPhilippe.com about the extract from the archives, about their policies and their strict definition of what these extracts are and what they are not. So on Patek.com, here is the official wording. The extract from the archives is a document which provides you with information that we have been carefully compiling and filing in archive journals since 1839 for all timepieces produced by our manufacturer. It can only be requested for Patek Philippe timepieces whose date of first sale exceeds 10 years from the date of the request. One single extract can be requested per 12-month period per timepiece. I find this wording from Patek Philippe quite Swiss, quite definitive, very clear, and quite helpful in helping us understand the extract from the archives. And the wording on the site further goes on to describe in even more exceptional detail what the archive actually says. This document exclusively mentions the information contained in our archive journals. It describes the timepiece type, wristwatch, pocket watch, table clock, the caliber, the movement number, the case number, the dial type, the bracelet or strap type, the date of completion, the date of sale, and if applicable, supplementary information such as engraving executed by Patek Philippe. The extract from the archives is neither a proof of authenticity nor a warranty document. That final point is very important. I mean, this is not a document that replaces the original certificate of origin. It's a copy of the information that's shared within the extracts in Geneva. But having access to the birth certificate records of each timepiece made since 1839 is one of the reasons Patek Philippe's are so coveted for vintage and on the secondary market, because we have this information about each timepiece, which helps complete the story and give collectors confidence in what they are buying. And for me, as a seller of vintage Patek Philippe's, I absolutely love ordering extracts. I'm literally buried in a pile of these extracts on a daily basis. And these really uncover the secrets of each watch. And it's such a pleasure waiting for these extracts to arrive and opening up the envelope and finding out the secrets of each individual timepiece. Before we conclude, I want to offer a special thank you to the extracts team in Geneva. We know your job's not easy. You're receiving hundreds, if not thousands of requests from collectors, dealers, auction houses, original owners, and we're all anxious to have this information from you as soon as possible. Thank you, Patek Philippe, for continuing the tradition of issuing these archives since 1989. It is precious to the collecting community, and we frankly need it in order to understand and learn more about our Patek Philippe watches. And thank you, our viewer. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to Collectability on YouTube and Instagram. And please remember to enjoy the hunt.